650 farmers in the state of Oregon grow about 99% of the hazelnuts produced in the United States. Hazelnuts are also known as filberts. The nuts fall off the trees and they're harvested and picked up from the orchard floor. Hazelnuts can be productive for 80 and over 100 years. In Oregon, the growers produce about 40 million pounds of hazelnuts every year with a value of about $70 million. And hazelnuts can be eaten right out of the shell, and increasingly they're being used as flavorings in coffees and ice cream. Why are hazelnuts grown almost exclusively in Oregon? Well, back in the 1920s, growers in New York State tried to get a filbert industry going, and they started to grow filbert trees, and all of the trees were killed by a fungus. And the fungus became known as eastern filbert blight. Eastern filbert blight, the fungus infects the hazelnut trees, and cankers in football shapes appear in rows along the branches of the trees. The fungus gets into the branches and causes the branches and the trees to die. So the industry moved west. The fungus wasn't in Oregon, and the industry moved out there and changed its name from filberts to hazelnuts. Maybe the growers thought that eastern filbert blight wouldn't infect western hazelnut trees. But that wasn't the case. In 1974, the fungus showed up for the first time in Oregon and started killing the trees. Now, the only way to protect hazelnut trees from the fungus, once it lands on the tree, is to have a fungicide sprayed on the tree ready to kill the fungus when it does land. And that's what the growers in Oregon do. They spray fungicides to protect their trees from the spores of the fungus, and if those fungicides weren't there, the fungus would get into the hazelnut trees and kill them. It's been estimated that within 20 years, if fungicides weren't used, within 20 years, about 75% of the hazelnut trees in Oregon would be killed. Thought you should know.